Hello, hello, hello. How are you guys doing today? It is currently, let's see what time it is. It is 6:11 p.m. in Indianapolis, Indiana. And I want to see what I've been meaning to check and see what the temperature has been because it is just absolutely beautiful today. It is currently, let's see what the weather is like. The Weather Channel app always takes so slow to load. I don't know why. 76 degrees, sunny, feels like 76. What's the weather supposed to be like tomorrow? 84 tomorrow, oh, but rainstorms. And then it drops on Saturday to 71, and then that's the coldest it gets, and then Sunday 78, and then Monday 81, and then all next week it's in the mid to upper 80s. Oh, that's gonna be so nice. I'm so excited about that. So I have had an absolutely amazing day today, although I had a really, really difficult time sleeping last night. I don't know what is going on with me, and I don't know if this is a side effect of my medication or not, but like, and I talked about this one day on here that I'm kind of having like restless leg syndrome. My legs are just like so sore at night, and this is something that I have never struggled with before, and like they're kind of like jumpy and whatever. And I lay down last night to go to bed, and I literally and I didn't even go to bed that late last night. Well, not late for me. I think I went to bed like at 2 last night, and I tossed and turned and tossed and turned for like 2 hours straight. I could not sleep to save my life. I like lay on my back, and then I turn on my side, and then I lay on my stomach, and then I turn on my side, and then I lay on my back, and I just do that over and over and over, and I just could not sleep at all. Like, I could not fall asleep. I don't know what is going on, but this has been the last couple nights, and I'm just like really struggling. And so I don't even know what made me think to do this. I kind of got so frustrated that I was like, I'm going to get up and I'm going to go watch a TV show downstairs. And so I came downstairs. It was actually pretty cool outside last night. And I was going to watch, I've been watching this Skinwalker Ranch documentary series on Netflix, which I'll talk about in just a second. But I was going to watch another episode of it. So I put on my coat, and then I was like, why don't you lay down on the couch? Like sometimes when I lay down on the couch, like when Alex is watching, what's that show that he watches, Yellowstone or whatever, and if I'm out here watching something on my iPad and I'll go inside and just like talk to him for a second, like I lay down on the couch and I start falling asleep like real quick. So I was like, I had my coat on and I like got a blanket out, and I was like, why don't you just lay down on the couch? And I lay down on the couch, and I mean, I was out like in 5 minutes. And I don't know if it was because I was so tight fitting, like up against the couch, and I had the blanket and everything around me, that like maybe it was just like I was like in a tight place and I was able to fall asleep quicker. But Alex woke up at about 6:30 and looked like over the loft and was like, babe, what? Because I never, like, we're not, I know a lot of people do, like they sleep on their couch or whatever. Like we never do that. We always like sleep in our bed together and everything. And we don't even like fall asleep like on the couch. I mean, we always like turn the TV off, go upstairs, go to bed and whatever, right? So we're not people that fall asleep on our couch watching TV, and you know. And so he was like, babe, what are you doing? Like laying down there on the couch. And I was like, I could not sleep in the bed last night. And he was like, well, what's going on? He was like real concerned. And so I came upstairs and I was like, I don't know, like I just couldn't sleep at all last night. Like my legs were so restless and I was just like kicking in my sleep. And Alex has had restless leg syndrome since I've known him. Like he kicks like in his sleep, like kicks. And but I've never experienced it. And it was number one, like my mind was just reeling about nothing, just about like things I had to do and watering the plant. I was just random stuff, right? And then at the same time, it was like my legs were just like jerky, and I just was driving me crazy. So I went upstairs and I was talking to him about it. And then I laid down while he was getting ready to go to work. And I mean, I fell asleep like immediately. So I don't know what happened last night, but I was like really, really struggling. So yeah, have no idea what it was about. And he even asked me today, he's like, when you take a nap during the day, which I haven't been taking lots of naps. He was like, when you take a nap during the day or at night, like if I've been taking them earlier in the night, like 6 to 8 or something like that, and then we watch a TV show. But he was like, do you fall asleep or do you just lay there? And I said, you know, it kind of depends. Like, sometimes I fall asleep like right away. Other times I literally toss and turn for like an hour and a half, 2 hours, and then I just get up. But I feel a little bit more rested because I've laid there and like just my mind is kind of checked out or whatever. But it was interesting that he asked me that, because I was thinking, I was like, yeah, I don't always fall asleep when I take a nap. Like, I just don't. So I don't know what's going on. And I'm kind of typically a deep sleeper. Like, when I fall asleep, like, I'm out. And go into REM sleep because I have a lot of dreams and things like that. So I don't know what's going on with me. The only thing I can think, and I'm going to have to like look it up and see if it's a side effect of the Keppra. That's the only thing that is different that I'm taking. So that's the only thing that I can think that it is. I don't know. I have no idea. But anyway, so I got up today and I actually didn't sleep in super late. And took Boo Radley outside, and it's just been absolutely beautiful all day today. And I've been in such a great mood. In fact, I was talking about this on my Peterisms video, that which is so weird because I was just uploading my Peterisms video, and I was like, look, and I really, to be honest with you, like, I'm not somebody that like watches views a lot on my channels. My drama channel, I kind of do, to kind of just like see like, oh, like what people are enjoying and things like that, and I kind of know like what topics don't get a lot of views and whatever, you know. But on my other channels, like, I don't typically look at views. I mean, I have from time to time, just because it's kind of interesting to see, like, you know, when, like, on here, like, the reason why I looked at views on here is to see when people are watching videos. Like, it's, cause I've said this on here before, that people don't typically watch videos on the weekends, and my views go down on the weekends. So if I was going to take a day off, like, which I haven't been taking days off on the weekends, I've been taking them off during the week, but people typically watch the vlogs during the week. But that would be like a reason why I would look at the views over here. But I'm not like somebody that's consumed with views. Like, I really never have been, honestly. And definitely not on my Peterisms channel. But if you asked me, like, what are your average views on a Peterisms video, I'd say, oh, I don't know, 400 to 600 views. Like, I mean, you know, whatever. And I was looking on there as I was uploading my video, and I just kind of was like scanning through my videos, and my views, and maybe it's because I haven't been uploading as much over there, but my views have been like 1,100, 1,200, 1,400. My last one that I posted like 2 days ago was like 900, like, which I know that doesn't sound like a lot of views for most channels, but for that channel, like, that's a lot of views. I was like, oh my god, like, this channel, like, people are watching this channel, which is nice, because I love that Peterisms channel. I love it so much, to read the meditations and just tell stories of my life and whatever. And it's a little bit like a vlog today. I kind of like talked about, well, I was talking about seasonal affect disorder. That's what I was going to say, because when I wake up and it's warm outside and it's sunny, I just feel like my spirits are so lifted, you know? Like, I feel motivated, and I feel inspired, and I feel passionate. Like, I really, really struggle the older I get. And I can remember my mom when I was younger, because I loved, like, the winter and the cold and all that kind of stuff, and the gray days. They just seemed like cozy to me, to sit by the fire and read a book, you know. And she'd say, well, you'll feel differently as you get older. Like, she really believed she had seasonal affect disorder. And I believe that, you know, now, looking back. And I think maybe I suffer a little bit from it too, I don't know. But like, the gray days are so hard for me. But when I wake up on a day like today, where it's sunny outside and the birds are chirping, and, you know, the flowers are beautiful and the grass is great. I mean, I just am like in such a different mood. I'm in such a great space, mentally and emotionally. I'm just in such a great space. So today's been a good day. Did some planning and things like that. So Mel, my book club partner, y'all know Mel, lives in Arizona. Nikki, who is another one of the book club members that we've become very, very close with, we have decided that Nikki and I are going to go visit Mel in Arizona. Mel has a couple days off this summer, and so we're like, well, let's go out there and visit her. So we're going to go visit her for 4 days and just have like a girls' weekend, and, you know, just like eat, you know, food and sit by the pool and, you know, drink coffee and stay up late at night and talk and watch true crime shows and stuff like that. We're real excited about it. And Nikki's real excited because she's like, okay, I get to get away for 4 days. And so Nikki is actually going to drive here to Indianapolis, and then we're going to fly out there together, which is going to be really fun. And but we've been like looking at like places to stay, like, you know, to like rent a house, and we've been looking like at like flights and things like that. And so today, we had meant to do it yesterday, but I just kind of like, my day got away from me with like being with Caroline and stuff. So I had said to Nikki yesterday, I said, can we like kind of call you tomorrow and then we can like, you know, book all this stuff. And so she was like, yeah. So I called Nikki today, this afternoon, and we booked our flights, and we booked the place that we're staying, and so that trip is like solidified, cemented. And I called Mel and I was like, we're confirmed, the flights are confirmed, the place that we're staying is confirmed. I'm so excited about it. And it's so funny, well, we'll show it later. We have some things to show. Oh, that was the other thing I wanted to tell Mel, was that because I'm watching a Skinwalker Ranch thing, and I was like, we should find some paranormal places in Arizona to go to and like film while we're there. That would be fun to do, especially since we're a true crime book club, you know. But I'm really, really excited about that. We're going to be out there for 4 days, which will be a lot of fun. And then it's kind of getting down to the wire. My birthday is the last week of June. And so Alex was like, well, where do you want to go? And I was kind of like back and forth, and everything is so expensive. We had thought about going to Vegas possibly, and I looked at Vegas, and the flights to Vegas were astronomical compared to like the Caribbean and Mexico. I really couldn't believe it. I was blown away. And to stay in Vegas even during that time is expensive. And we're already going to go probably to Vegas for a couple days for our anniversary, because we tried to go out there for our anniversary when we didn't get to do that last year. So we'll probably do that for our anniversary sometime around our anniversary this year. And so we were going to maybe go to Vegas. We were maybe going to go to Miami. If Vegas is expensive, Miami is ultra expensive to go for that time during my birthday. So we were looking at all these different places. We were looking at like Turks and Caicos, Aruba, Mexico, St. John, Curacao, just on and on and on. I mean, we looked at Grand Cayman, and it was like every place was so expensive. And so I kind of narrowed it down to like 2 or 3 places. And today I was like, I gotta book this. Well, this was one of the reasons why. Nikki and I booked our flights today, and our flights were like a lot cheaper than they were when we looked like a week ago. And so I was like, oh, today is the day to book my flights for this trip if we're gonna go somewhere for my birthday, because it's getting down to the wire and the trips are gonna get more expensive. And so I booked my birthday trip today too. So I'm real excited about that, but I'll tell you more about that down the road. Really excited, really excited about that. It'll be fun. And Alex and I get away for a little bit. And then he is going with his brother in July. I don't know where it's at. It's some real small surfing town in Mexico. Like, they have to fly to some small town, and then they have to like take like a trip, like not a trip, like a van somewhere to get to some small like surf, because Fufu's my brother-in-law. He is a surfer. He surfs in San Diego like every day. So he wanted to go to some surfing town, so he found this like small surfing town in Mexico, and they got like an Airbnb that's like gorgeous and whatever. So that's like, it's like 10 guys that are going there for, and Alex is officiating the wedding, and he's one of the groomsmen, and so that's why he's part of that whole party. So he's going to all of that. I'm not in the wedding, so I'm not going to all of that. But Alex will have a great time, and that's not something that I mean, I don't want to go to a 30-year-old's bachelor party anyway in the middle of nowhere, Mexico. I mean, that's just not my idea of a fun trip. So Alex is excited about that. He's doing that in July, and I think that's like 4 days that he's doing. And then August is our anniversary. And then what else? Or something else. Oh, Tanya and I were thinking about doing BravoCon, which is October in Las Vegas. But we haven't really talked more about that, so I don't know if we're going to do that or not. If we're going to do it, we're going to need to book it soon. But then, these are the things that I sometimes don't talk about on here, because I'm like, I don't know if people really want to know this or not, but like, so I got my hospital bill, which was interesting that I got it so quick. I actually thought it would be like months before I got my hospital bill. all I can say is that we pay a lot of money for health insurance, and I'm very grateful for health insurance because they paid the majority of it, but I still have, because we haven't hit our deductible this year, so I still have a hefty chunk of the hospital bill that I have to pay, and I just paid for the 2 emergency rooms visits that I went. Insurance covered a certain amount of it, but I had to pay several $100s for each visit that I went to the emergency room. And then on top of that, I have to pay for the week that I was in the hospital. But I can remember back in the day, like my dad would always say, you know, like, and I know like healthcare is so expensive and I know a lot of people can't afford it. And that's kind of been something that through the years, like Alex and I have always like made a priority. And so I'm very thankful for it because my dad always said, you know, like the major reason you want healthcare or health insurance is for major hospitalizations. And I honestly, like, I have friends of mine that don't have health insurance, and you know, like my mom, she did not have health insurance, and then she got put on this program that's like before you're the age to be on Medicare, and but it's not Medicaid. It was called Who's Your Insurance Plan at the time, and my aunt somehow got her on it. It's like you had to make like a certain amount of money, like under a certain amount of money, but your expenses had to, like, I don't know how she got on it, but whatever. And I'll never forget because the cap was $300,000 a year, and my mom's hospital bill came to $298,000. And I got a letter in the mail like 2 weeks later, like after like she passed away, from the Who's Your Insurance Plan, and it said that, like, it said, oh, you know, dear my mother, and it said you still have like $1,988 left in your plan or whatever. And I was like, oh my god, like I cannot believe that they covered the whole thing. I couldn't believe it, which is interesting because when I was at the hospital the day that my mom passed away, the financial department called me down, and this woman was like vicious. She was like nasty, and she was like, you need to settle your mom's bill and how you're going to pay this and whatever. And it was like $298. I was like, what are you talking about? Like, and I was like, I don't know what you want me to do with this. And she's like, well, you're gonna have to set up some kind of payment plan or whatever. I just was like furious about the whole thing. I just don't think that that's when you approach somebody, is like the day that, you know. But anyway, so I was like looking at this bill that I got, which was still expensive, but doable, you know, that I got from the hospital. And I was like, I don't honestly know how people do it, like, that don't have health insurance. I mean, I just really don't. Like, I feel for people so badly because medical stuff is so expensive. I mean, it is so expensive. So for those of you out there that don't have health care, I really feel for you. I don't know, like, you know, I mean, I've had friends of mine that have had to go to the hospital for like weeks on end, and their like hospital bills are astronomical, and they have like no way to pay it, and they have to be put on, like, you know, my cousin Caroline the other day, because I didn't know what it was going to be, and I was kind of worried about it, and she was like, well, you can set up a payment plan, and if you pay them $50 or $100 a month, they're fine with that. Like, all they want is just to get, like, set up something to get paid. So I guess, you know, like, worst case scenario, that's what you do, and you just set up some kind of payment plan and hope that you can stick to that. But I don't know. So I did that today, and then I made a review video, which is an announcement video. If y'all want to hear about that, about the secrets behind how the reviews are really done. Because apparently there are some people out there that are concerned that I'm going to gain all of my weight back from doing crumble cookie reviews and frappuccino reviews. So I wanted to make an announcement addressing all of that today in my video. And then I did a Peterisms video. So I sat out here. I'm really enjoying sitting out here and filming. Like, I already love filming out here, you know, for the vlog. And so I've just been filming videos out here. Like, you know, the drama video, I feel like I need to film in the chair inside, and I didn't film a drama. There's just really nothing going on drama-wise, so I didn't film a drama video yesterday or today. I probably will tomorrow, though. But, which is funny because I'm talking about views, right? And Fridays are notoriously like a really bad day for views on any of my channels. Like, people don't watch a lot of videos on Friday. So I'm going to come back to the drama channel on Friday and post a video that, you know, nobody will care about. I was talking to a friend of mine today, and we actually worked, because we were talking about like videos that do better than others, like within the drama community and things like that. And I said, you know, it's really interesting. Like I did a rant video the other day, and my rant video got about, and this is where like I do like to see what people like and what people are interested in. And I said my rant video got like almost like over the course of like 2 days, got like similar amount of views as like if I do a Shane Dawson video or a Trisha Paytas video or Jeffree Star video or whatnot, right? And my friend said to me, that's because people watch you for you. They don't watch for the drama necessarily. And I was like, well, that's good, because there's not a lot of drama going on these days, you know? But I mean, that's nice. Like, I really appreciate that people watch for me. It makes me, in all honesty, more encouraged to do more videos on my drama channel that are about recovery or about my life or funnier rant. I love doing the rant videos. Those are so much fun for me to do. You know, and I just loved doing like the magazine videos. I've been meaning to go and get some magazines and do a magazine video. Actually, when I was in the hospital, Tanya brought me like an Us magazine, I think, and I was saving it to like when I got out of the hospital, do like a magazine video, and then I didn't film videos for several weeks, and then I was just sitting here one night, I started reading the magazine, or I started it in the hospital, and then I finished it when I got out. And so like I read the whole magazine, I was like, well, I'm not gonna do that as a magazine video anymore. But I kind of miss doing the magazine videos. Those were never videos that people like, even back in the day, like not tons of people watch. If you don't know what I'm talking about by a magazine video, so I used to get like OK Magazine or The Inquirer or whatever, and I would just like read through them, and I would just give like my opinion about the different articles and whatever. And I had so much fun doing them. Like, I loved doing those videos. They were just a blast to do. I want to get back to doing some of those kind of videos. Like, I really miss, like, I did this video way back in the day. I don't know if anybody remembers this. There's probably a couple of you out there that remember this video, but I did a video, and it was called the Cheapo Box Unboxing. And I had gone to, like, the dollar store, Dollar General, and I had bought all this crap, right? And I had put it in this box, and I had said that it was called the Cheapo Box. And that you could buy your own cheapo box. And I just put all this junk in there, and then I went through the junk and I like showed what it was. I had such a fun time doing that video. And like people to this day, they're still like, oh my God, do you remember that cheapo box video that you did? And I loved doing that. Or like the story time video that I did talking about the what's the pink flamingo, like was that what it was, pretty flamingo or whatever that I had to say at my, just all the, like I love doing the post office. Oh my God, people still to this day, the fences in the post office. I miss doing those kind of videos, and I felt even more creative like when I was doing those things, you know. And I think also like that was like when I didn't care. Like I would just sit down and start filming it and be like, I don't really care what I do. Like if somebody watches it, then I hope they enjoy it, right? And that was such a fun time for me because I just did whatever I wanted to do and I didn't really care. And I feel like I'm kind of coming back to that a little bit. Like I think like people are seeing a little bit of a fight in me, a little bit about some of the comments that people make and things like that. It's not really so much of a fight for me. It's kind of like a regaining of my self-worth a little bit. And I mean, if you go back and you watch my older videos, I was shady boots down. I was, you know, my drama channel, you know, like I said shady stuff and whatever. And then I kind of shied away from that a little bit. You know, when I started saying that I was like staying in my own lane and I didn't want to get involved in a bunch of crap, like I really meant that. The emotional roller coaster that went with not getting along with the other drama channels and all of that kind of stuff really weighed heavy on me. Like it really did. It got to a point where it wasn't fun for me to get up every single day and make videos because I would think, well, what's the reaction going to be? Or what is this person going to say about it? Or is this going to counter what somebody else says and all that kind of stuff? Now, I'm on good terms with almost every drama commentary channel out there. Like, I have no issues with anybody, and I think everybody knows I just play my own game and do my own thing, and I don't have any issues with anybody. I mean, I talked to quite a few of them, you know, just like in passing and being civil to each other and being nice and whatever. My husband just sent me something. Let's see what he sent me. Aww. So Alex, after work, he stopped by his aunt's house to say hi to his mom. He was gonna come get me first, and then I was. Who are these people? I don't know who that woman is. Oh, his grandma. There's my beautiful mother-in-law. And there's my sexy husband with his aunt. Well, it's like one picture, but I'm spreading it out. But anyway, he was gonna come and get me. But it's like, he works real close to where his aunt lives. So he's like, I'm just gonna stop by here for a little bit and then I'll be home. And I was like, okay. And he's like, and we can go see my mom this weekend or something. And I was like, all right. So, but yeah, like I'm on good terms with everybody today, which I'm like, do I want to spill these secrets? Do I really care? It took a lot of work to get to that point. You know, I mean, I don't know if you guys are people that have followed like the drama community or drama channels for a while, but there was a period where there was a lot of infighting within the drama community. I made it a concerted effort of mine. Well, I don't really care. To be honest about this, I'll just share this. I think it was going into 2020. Going into 2020, it was like that November, December. And in doing inventory with my sponsor, I said, I feel like there are a few people within the drama community that I have to make amends to. Just for my part. Not that they didn't play a part in it too, but for my part, I need to own my part and I need to make amends. And she said, well, let's talk about it. So we sat down and we talked about it and did inventory on it. And I reached out to each of those people. And each of those people allowed me to make amends to them and were completely gracious. And I had really nice conversations with them. And the first was Sam from Here for the Tea. Which Sam and I's friendship was very interesting through the years. Some of you are interested in this and some of you could care less. But Sam and I, our friendship was very interesting through the years. Like we would be friends, really close friends, where we talked like every day for like 6 months. And then there would be something that happened and she would kind of like go off the grid and then I wouldn't talk to her for 6 months. At the time that she passed away, I hadn't talked to her in several months. The second person was Dustin Daly, and Dustin Daly and I had also had up and downs through the years. And at that time, I reached out to him and I said, can I talk to you? I need to make amends to you. He actually owned a lot of stuff, well, as did Sam. Sam owned a lot of stuff too. And he owned a lot of stuff and apologized for a lot of stuff. It was a very cathartic conversation. And Dustin, and I know people have their issues with some of these people or none of these people, I don't know. But Dustin has been somebody that since that day has checked in on me and made sure that I was okay, given me a lot of ideas. And, you know, has been a dear person in my life. Like, I mean, anything medical, like he reached out to Tanya, like when I was in the hospital and was like, is Peter okay? Like, I'm really worried about him. Like, he has been like a really caring person. And I think like that's one of the things behind the scenes that people don't see a lot about Dustin is what a caring person he is. He just gets super passionate about the drama and the history of what actually went down. And I think sometimes that gets like the misconception of that is like you kind of miss what a caring person he is, you know? And the third person was Paige Christie. And I can remember having that conversation with her, and she was actually the most nervous. If you guys don't know, Paige had made a video about me, and she was the one that I was the most nervous about reaching out to because I didn't know how that conversation was going to go. And we ended up laughing, and she actually apologized for a lot of things, and we had just a fantastic conversation. And Paige and I actually talked, I don't know, maybe 3 months ago, and she kind of filled me in on some stuff that I didn't know that was going on behind the scenes at the time that really helped me kind of understand her mindset. Paige and I feel like, are in a good place today. Like, I think we're in a really good place today. I have no issues with any of these people. She allowed me to make amends to her, and I'm so thankful for that. And like I said, she apologized to me for a lot of things that had happened between us through the years, and I think we just had an understanding. And, you know, when I talked to her a couple months ago, she was like, you know, I feel like we've both grown up a lot, and we're different than we used to be back in the day. And really, like, I don't have any issues with anybody within the drama community. Now, there's a lot of newer people that have come up that, like, I don't know them. Like, I don't I'm not close with them. I don't know them. I haven't even like interacted with them. There's people that I do know that like I've talked to just like briefly, but I don't really know them. Back in the day, I mean, we all kind of knew each other. We talked, we like shared information and whatever, but like there's a lot of newer people that have come up that like, I mean, like people like Dustin will mention somebody to me and I'm like, I have no idea who you're talking about. He'll be like, you don't know who that channel is? And I'm like, I've never heard of that channel before. I don't keep up to tabs with it the way that I used to, you know? And so, but with all of those players back in the day, I would say, like, I'm very civil with all of them. It stopped. I'm very civil with all of them, if not friendly with them, you know? Like, I have no issues with them. That doesn't mean that I condone the things that they do. That doesn't mean that I co-sign them. Just like that doesn't mean that they co-sign the things that I do or say, and they don't condone the things that I do or say. And I think the other misconception is that we don't hold each other accountable behind the scenes. Like, I think that's probably one of the biggest misconceptions about the drama community, is just because you don't see it in a video doesn't mean that it's not happening. I can't tell you how many conversations I have had with drama channels through the years where I've been like, okay, I don't understand. Like, how did you say this? What was the context? Like, you need to take responsibility for it. And likewise, they've had the same conversations with me, you know? And, you know, been very direct and been like, you need to get in a video and own this, Peter. Like, you need to talk about this, you know, and whatever. And I think that's like probably, and that would be like the core 5 or 10 of us that were really active back in the day. I would say that was maybe one of the biggest misconceptions, is that just because we weren't calling each other out left and right online, which today I don't even think would be expected, which back then was like, well, you need to call these people out and blah, blah, blah. I think what people didn't understand was that behind the scenes, there were a lot of conversations going on where people were questioning each other and saying like, well, why did you do this? And why did you do that? And holding people accountable and saying, I don't condone that. Like, I can't get in a video and condone that, like what you did or what you said, you know? And not just me with other people, like them with me as well, you know? And I don't know, and you know, I think that I had no plan on talking about this today. I think we were very naive. I think we were very gullible. I think most of us were people that were just very excited about making YouTube videos, and we were very excited about, do you hear those birds? Oh, it's right there. Hello. We were very excited about the players, and a lot of the players started paying us attention. And I think we got very taken with that and very excited. And I think that really what happened was the majority of us were kind of gullible about it. Like, we just really didn't see it at the time. Like, we're like, oh, they like our videos. Or, you know, we just were, I don't know, kind of just gullible, like I said, like innocent about it. Like, we were just really excited to get up every day and make videos, you know, and do all that. And I said this actually in my drama video the other day. And I got a lot of comments, and people I think kind of took it the wrong way, but like, it was kind of an exciting time, you know? If you go back to like the first 2 years that I was doing drama, most of it wasn't like dark drama. Like, I feel like a lot of the stuff today, and y'all know, like, I don't love covering this kind of stuff. Like, I've done a couple videos on some of the darker stuff because I feel like it needs to be talked about every once in a while. I don't enjoy doing that. I will talk about it because I feel like it needs to be talked about. I don't enjoy doing it, right? I feel like it took a turn. Not because of us, not because of the drama channels, okay? And people can blame us all they want for it. You know, I was saying this to another friend of mine today. It's like, we get blamed so bad for cancel culture. Well, if these fools out there weren't doing the things that they were doing, and we're just reporting on it and giving our opinion, okay? We're not canceling nobody. They're canceling themselves by their actions, and I truly believe that, you know? And any of us can cancel ourselves out there. I'm not even sure I'm a believer in cancel culture today. I just am like, people are going to watch who they want to watch. There are so many people out there that have been canceled 50 times over that are still super popular, you know what I mean? Michaela Nogueira is a good example of that. A lot of people still watch her and love her, right? And she's been canceled a million times over, so I don't know that I really believe in cancel culture. I think cancel culture is one of these things that a lot of people like to talk about and go, oh God, cancel culture is so bad and you shouldn't be canceled. I got into videos and I shared my opinion of what I thought about people, okay, based on their actions. I didn't force those people to get in videos and do what they did. I didn't force them to be dipping into people's DMs. I didn't force those people to, you know, be showing their ASS all over the place. I just commented on it. I just showed it in a video and talked about it, and that was my 2 cents, right? But Drama Channel's got a lot of bad rap for all of that, you know? I think if looking back, the first 2 years that I was doing drama was really an exciting time because, and I know that a lot of people are going to pick this apart because this is where people that have their favorites, they'll say like, how can you possibly say that that wasn't like a deep, dark thing because it happened to this person that happens to be my favorite. And I understand that. Like, people are very protective over their favorite people, right? But when I look back at the drama that was occurring, and we're talking about like Manny and Jeffrey releasing a palette at the same time, and ooh, that's so shady, and can you believe that Manny announced on Wednesday that he's releasing his palette on Thursday, and then Jeffrey turned around and said, well, I'm releasing my palette on Thursday too at 10 a.m. instead of noon, and screw Manny. You know, like, I mean, that was some shady booch stuff back in the day, right? That was the kind of stuff that I loved to comment on. It took a turn. And it didn't take a turn because of us. It took a turn because of the people that were engaging in all this behavior. And what really happened was they started turning on each other. And they started reaching out to a lot of us and wanting us to tell the secrets on those people. And we're kind of like, we didn't really know what to do. It's like, well, okay, these are stories and we need to talk about it. And this is kind of big stuff that's going on. And the stuff with James Charles and the stuff with Tati Westbrook and the stuff with Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star. I mean, it just got to be so big, right? And the thing is that there is so much behind the scenes that we have alluded to in videos that people have no clue about to this day, that we know because we've been told by the players that are actual fact, that we have receipts on and stuff like that, that wouldn't even matter if I got in a video and I talked about it today because A, most people wouldn't care about it anyway, and B, people I don't think would believe it. But when you look back on it, we actually didn't report on some of the really deep, dark stuff at that time because it was so deep and dark. And so we were trying to provide entertainment and talk about stuff that was fun while also paint a picture of who you want to support with your money. And that was a hard thing to do, you know, because we would have gossip and rumor and allegations about somebody that we're like, if we get in a video and talk about this, like, we better have the proof to back it up. And most times we didn't. We just had hearsay, you know, from one person to the next. That's now been proven down the road. I mean, that's one of the reasons why when you watch my videos, I think, you know, people are like, you have such a hate boner for these people, whatever. I don't have a hate boner for anybody. I don't have any emotional attachment to any of these people I've covered. There's a lot of people out there I don't think are good people, that I don't think their motives are good, that I don't think they're kind-hearted people, and I think they're out for themselves. Shane Dawson and Jeffree Star are two of them. And I'm not saying that they haven't made improvements, and I'm not saying that they're not trying to change. I haven't witnessed a lot of that. I'm just saying they're two people that, based on their history, don't impress me much, like Shania Twain says. Of things that I know, of things that I haven't even shared in videos, you know, the things that I'm just like been privy to and whatever. And the other thing is this, is like, you know, somebody might call you and say, hey, I've got something to show you, or I've got a voicemail to play for you, but like, you can't tell anybody, and like, I just want you to know when you're making your videos. And so it's like, you have that in your head, you know, but you can't say it in a video because you can't call out who told you, and people would be like, well, how do you know that to be fact? Now, I have to tell you, like, recently, I don't care as much. You know, but like, I just found out like 2 days ago, because of something I said in a video of mine like a week ago, I found out that I got played behind the scenes a little bit. And it really hurt my feelings. Like, I really thought somebody that I trusted and was my friend at that time, that I was really trying to look out for, completely played me. And I didn't know that. Like, I really got played at the time, and I didn't know that. And I was really kind of hurt about that the other day when I found out about it, and there's not a lot that I can do about it now, but I was like, okay, well, so this is why I started distancing myself from a lot of people and said, hey, listen, I'm on my own lane, I'm just doing my own thing, you know? Now, thankfully, through time, what has happened is, I think we've all grown up, we've all kind of been in our own lane, and we've all kind of done our own thing, but I think that's what happened a lot to the drama community. And so, which then also allowed, you know, all these other big channels to come up and things like that, which I'm totally all for. Like, I think, let 1,000 new channels come up. You know, some of them I watch, some of them I don't, some of them I'm interested in, some of them I don't care. You know, it's just, it is what it is. But I will say one thing, and this is going to be my one rude comment about it. That era of like 2016 to 2019 of the drama channels that existed that were prominent at that time, I think the one thing that you had to have that pulled people in was some kind of humorous personality, some kind of shade, some kind of ability to read people and not only just present the drama, but also kind of do it in a real funny, shady way. And I think we all had that at that time. I think we all had the ability to do that. And I think people loved to watch it because it wasn't only just like watching E! News Network. It was like watching E! News Network from somebody that was like shady boots down, that was funny, right? That would say something and be like, oh, did he just say that? Oh, did she just say that? And I think we all had that at that time. I'm not sure I witness that so much anymore, you know? And I think that what really changed was that people really just started wanting the drama. That was when I started getting a lot of the comments, that people started time-stamping my videos, that people were like, oh, Peter doesn't really talk about the drama until like, you know, 7 minutes in or whatever. Or like, why don't you just get into the drama? Well, because that's never what my channel was. My channel was never about just like getting right in and talking about the drama, you know? My video was always about like doing a little intro and telling a funny story and then getting into the drama and being kind of shady about it and whatever, and that was kind of what I liked about it. It was what was fun about it to me, you know? But I think that that's when it started really changing, was when all these people started doing these really heavy-duty investigations into like what was really the back scene and whatever. And in some truth, that's kind of what started killing it a little bit for me. Because, like, I have never really been that interested. You know, like, here's the thing, and this is no secret, everybody knows this. I was actually talking to Dustin about this not too long ago. You know, Dustin researches the hell out of his videos. Like, he always has. Like, he's got receipts from, I don't know, 2002 or something like that. And I mean, he knows everything that ever happened in the world, whatever, right? And before he was even making videos on a regular basis, he was like that. I mean, he'd call me up and be like, did you see this from, I'd be like, what are you talking about? Where'd you find that? I mean, this was years ago, you know? And I was telling him this, and I said, you know, I am not somebody that is going to deep investigate a video. I'm just not, okay? And that's part of, I think, what holds me back. That's not what I enjoy doing. I don't want to throw up 100 receipts in a video. That's what, half the time I forget to even post them in my videos. I don't want to throw up 100 receipts in a video and make my video be about a receipt-driven video. I want to tell a story. I want to have an opinion. I want to do commentary on it, you know? And so what I like to do is I like to watch an Instagram story or watch a video or a podcast and respond to it. That's what's interesting to me. Like, that's what I like to do. And that's what I've always done. But I'll never do, like, the deep investigations because I always get something wrong anyway, you know? And then everybody's like, well, you got this wrong, and you got that wrong, and you got, which is why I started taking notes. And then it was like, okay, now you got to keep all these notes about this video, whatever. I just did about the Shane Dawson podcast the other day. And then I feel like sometimes those videos are a little bit more dry and people don't care as much. But I do think what happened over time was that there were a lot of these bigger channels that were coming out, and they were doing these deep investigations, right, of like really serious drama. And I think people really got interested in that, and they wanted to know the facts, and they wanted to know what was really going on, which, hey, I respect. And I respect the hell out of those channels for doing the research, because that ain't something I'm going to do, okay? Not to mention putting it up in a video, because there's legal that goes around behind that. Like, I've never been served a cease and desist or any of that kind of stuff. Now, I've had copyright claims on my videos from throwing in TikTok, but that don't hurt your channel. That's not a strike. That doesn't hurt your channel. But I've had that before where, like, they take all the money from your video and whatever. I'm like, have at it. You know, it is what it is. That's why I don't put TikToks in my videos very often anymore, because I'm just like, I ain't playing that game. But what was I going to say? I think that's what happened was people started liking these like 45-minute to an hour videos that were like heavily receipted and whatever. And then what happened to the commentary channels, what we were back then, you know, where we were just getting up and talking about something, is I think people were like, well, I really just want the facts. Like, I really want to know what's going on. Well, now there's not that much stuff going on. And so I think people aren't really watching a whole lot of it anyway. And the few people that do remain, I think, are watching who they like. And I really think that's what's happened, is people are watching like still who they like, which is why I can do a rant video and get almost about the same amount of views, less, but similar amount of views. And this is where I all started, so see, I circled back around. Circle means swear. So I can still get the same amount of views on a rant video that I can on like doing a drama video, which I love doing the drama, but don't get me wrong, I love to be able to get in a video every single day and just say what I want to say and have people watch it. At the end of the day, what I really enjoy doing is entertaining. I really enjoy taking somebody's mind off something, you know? The messages that have meant the most to me, well, I mean, I've had so many messages that mean a lot to me, but the messages that have really like been endearing to me through the years, or when people say, thank you for your videos, you know, like I'm going through a really hard breakup, or I was in the emergency room for the last 2 days with my dad and I just binge watched your videos and they really helped me get through it. Or I'm in chemo and I watch your videos while I'm at chemo. Like, you know, or I've been super sick at home in bed and like I watch your videos and they made me laugh and whatever. Like those like those comments, like, hey, how are you? Good. How many more days till she comes home? Tomorrow? Okay. But those are the comments that really like mean a lot to me. Those are the comments that really warm my heart, because that's what I love to do. I love to make videos that entertain people or allow them to escape at the end of the day, or let them think about something other than what's going on in their mind or work, or, you know, at the end of the day when they put the kids to bed and are done with homework and dinner and all that kind of stuff and laundry, that they can just sit there in bed and like laugh with, you know, their husband or their boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever, like, or wife or whoever. Like that's what I enjoy doing, you know? And so whether that's do a rant video or talk about drama or whatever, that's what I've always loved doing, which is partly why I don't love talking about the dark stuff. Because I just don't think, first of all, I don't think it's appropriate to do it in a funny haha kind of way. I don't think it pays honor to whatever issue that you're talking, the seriousness of whatever issue you're talking about. And at the same time, I think, you know, when I go to YouTube and I watch YouTube videos, which I still do, watch, you know, everybody knows I watch a lot of like drag queen pageant videos and stuff like that, but like, I watch a lot of clips of interest, like weird stuff. Like I should look in here and show you guys like what I watch in my video. Go into my library. I was watching an interview the other day. This is probably the last video that I watched on here, with Sissy Houston and Oprah Winfrey. That was probably the last video that I watched on here. Oh no, I watched Took the Cheapest Cruise in the Caribbean. That was interesting. And I watched the first episode of Drag Queen of the Year on Out TV, because Twink Trash won that. And Twink Trash used to be, and Alaska Thunder F is who is behind, and Lola LaCroix is behind the Drag Queen of the Year. But Twink Trash was on Drag Showdown by Crystal Ball Diva and won that, which is this underground drag contest online on YouTube that I used to watch. And then Miss Gay US of A 1994, Miss Gay US of A 1994 All-Star Show, and then, oh, Trisha Paytas video, yeah. But it kind of depends on which channel I'm on, that if I go to my vlog. Let's see what my library is saying here, hold on a second. Jinx Monsoon and Seth perform dueling Jennifer Coolidge things. Terry Jo meets her match. Oversaid phrases on Drag Race. A couple. Oh, this was interesting. Jay Manuel explains the fallout between he and Tyra. Entertainer of the Year contestant number 8. Buffet at National Entertainer of the Year winning talent. In loving memory of Whitney Page and Natasha Richards, a diva extreme at Derby City Entertainer of the Year. I would say lots of drag pageant stuff. Peter, what is wrong with your life? Right now, I have to tell you, so I've watched all these true crime documentaries. I was just telling Mel about this true crime documentary that I watched the other night called Good Night, Sugar Babe. My friend told me to watch it, and I couldn't find it anywhere except for on Amazon Prime, and I had to rent it for $3.99. Did I tell you guys about this? It was so poorly made, but it was one of the best true crime documentaries I've ever seen in my entire life. But then I watched the Anna Nicole documentary, which was very, very good. And then I started watching on Netflix the Skinwalker Ranch, which Mel told me today. Because I was like, did we read it in True Crime Book or Book Club, or did I watch it? Do you remember? And she's like, you read the book several years ago, but like that was before like the documentary came out, and then you watched the documentary about it. I was like, God, I hardly even remember reading that book, but I must have. So anyway, I'm on like the third or fourth episode. You guys, I have to tell you, like, it's kind of slow moving a little bit, but it's very interesting. And it's about this astrophysicist. His name is something Taylor. He's easy on the eyes. He's very kind of like outback looking. And I can't remember what his name is, but something Taylor. And he is an astrophysicist from the University of Alabama. And he is like the one that they hire to like lead this team of investigators on Skinwalker Ranch, which supposedly has all this phenomenon like shadow walkers and UFOs and cattle kills and the daylight and electromagnetism. I'd say that part of it that's hard for me is they talk a lot about things that are kind of over my head, in all honesty, from a science point of view. Like they talk about like radio magnetism and radio waves and a lot of stuff electromagnetism and stuff I don't even understand. They use these different machines and I don't really get a lot, and then they're always like real shocked by what happens, and I'm like, I don't really get it. Like, I don't like what's going on. I'm confused. But whoo. But in the second episode, some kind of crazy things do happen. So I'm like kind of excited to continue to watch it. I think there's like 8 episodes or something. Let me look and see. There's like 6 or 8 episodes total on it. I need some new true crime documentaries to come out. Queen Charlotte is #1 in the USA right now. Oh, Missing, that was really good. Okay, oh, I'm on episode 4 is what I'm on. Hold on a second. Episodes and info. Yeah, there's 8 episodes. It doesn't say his name. Oh, Travis Taylor is his name. And this new guy bought the ranch, and it was owned by this billionaire. Has anybody watched that Jennifer Lopez movie, The Mother? If you have, let me know. Oh, is Unsolved Mysteries back? That can't be. No. Why is it trending now? Is it new episodes? God, I wish. No. But they just found one of the girls that's missing on Unsolved Mysteries. They apparently just found her. I saw something about that. Alex is texting me because Jesse and Fufu rented like a really nice Airbnb for the families. It's like huge for the wedding for us to all stay in. And originally they had said that they were going to do like after parties and stuff like that, like after the rehearsal dinner and after the wedding and blah, 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 whatever. And so Alex was like, you know, like, do you want to stay there? Like, what's your comfort level? And I was like, well, I'm going to be making videos, #1, throughout the day, because we're going to be out there for like a week. So I was like, I'm going to have to make videos. So I have to have some place that's kind of quiet, #1. #2, I don't know that I want to stay up until 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning, like every morning. And so I said, you know, I might just get a hotel room, and then, is this like a service for us? Delivery service, Amazon for us, or for people across the street? Me and my neighbors, we get so much stuff from Amazon, it's unbelievable. So, but Jesse, he just sent me a text that Jesse sent him that asked if we were going to stay there. No, it's not for me. Because, and then she said, but we're not having after parties there. Because Alex was like, I do want to stay there for at least the last couple of days. And I was like, okay. Because we're going to go out there like, I think they only got the Airbnb for like 3 nights. And we're going to go out there for like a whole week. And Carlos and Liliana and the kids are going out there for a whole week. So we want to like, it's going to be a whole family thing for like a week out there. And so, so she just texted and said, like, there's not going to be any after parties or whatever because they're really strict about the Airbnb. So I think we're just going to stay out there with everybody, which will be really fun. Like, I think that'll be so much fun to stay with, like, the whole family and, like, the Airbnb. And it has, like, a heated pool and everything. It's really, really nice. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited about their wedding. Especially now that I've lost some weight. It'll be, like, a reason to get a nice fitting new suit to wear to the wedding. And they're going with kind of like a very bohemian but traditional like kind of deal, and the colors are kind of like beige-ish, you know, very fall colors because they're getting married in October. But since Alex is officiating the wedding, he gets to like pick whatever he wants to wear, and he picked out like this like, he showed it to me the other day. He's like, you know, my husband always has to be outrageous. And so he's like, what do you think about this? And they have this neon green suit that like crisscrosses, and then it has like these pants that are wide. I said, sweetheart, I said, this is Fufu and Jesse's wedding. And he goes, they said I could wear whatever I wanted. I go, then you wear, by all means, then you wear whatever you want. He goes, well, what are you going to wear? And I said, I'm going to wear a black suit with a black tie and a white shirt. And I'm going to be very traditional. He was like, that's like a funeral. And I go, exactly. And that's what I'm going to wear. I'm going to wear a very nice black suit with a black tie, maybe a navy blue tie, and a white shirt. That's what I'm wearing. And hopefully the weight will stay off and I'll continue to lose more and I'll be active and being in shape, and then I'll look so fine for the wedding. I'm so excited about it. So it'll be fun. They've got the venue picked out and they're real excited about all of it. So it'll be really fun. You guys, I have vlogged for like almost an hour. I've vlogged for 56 minutes, so I'm going to get off here now. But anyway, if you guys have true crime documentary recommendations, please put it in the comment section below. I could really use them. So yeah, I'm going to get off here now. So I hope that you guys are having a magically amazing Thursday. And if nobody else has told you this today, I love you. And remember these 3 very important things. 1, you can start your day over whenever you want. 2, practice random acts of kindness, but shh, don't tell anyone. And 3, most importantly, make sure that you reach out to somebody and let them know how much they mean to you. You might be putting a smile on their face. You might be cheering them up. You might be making them have a better day. And you might be giving them hope for the future. You don't know. You just don't know. And what you don't know is a lot. Anyway, this ain't my first time at the rodeo. And also, be kinder to one another, love one another a little bit more, and most importantly, this. Be kinder and love yourselves a little bit more. And I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Oh, and for those that need to hear it, and those that want to hear it, and those that just happen to stick around, one more, I love you. I love you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Love you. Happy birthday, Lena.